Sports View London Boxing News from the capital city with the legend English. I've been informed that that is now the name to refer to you by.
It stops confusing people.
Right.
When I hear Chris, I look and they're talking to Chris Jr. So Senior is a name given to Floyd Mayweather Senior. Mm-hmm. So English, my father's affectionate nickname given to him because he loved everything British. I'm going to carry on the tradition, as well as obviously not confusing the public. So English is
obviously means a lot to you as well, yes, being called that.
Indeed, yes.
Ah, brilliant. Well, thank you very much for explaining that, English. English, today at the press conference, your son unveiled as a matchroom fighter to perform on the platform of Sky Sports.
Yes.
Is this something that takes Chris Eubank Jr. to the next level of his career?
Absolutely. Well, the next level is a top level. With Eddie Hearn, with Matchroom, with Barry Hearn's overseeing of the whole project, I believe this is the platform that allows us to go all the way and get Junior to fight the very best in the world in the coming months and years.
I saw, forgive me, I heard in an interview the other day that your son, who takes over from Floyd Mayweather as the focus of boxing now, and your son replied, there's a fighter from Brighton called Chris Eubank Jr. Do you believe that?
I do. I do believe it. Again, what is it about? It's about belief. It's about seeing a conduit. It's about seeing a path. I see it. He has that. He has that essence. He has that touch. A little guidance, a little directing, and what I would like as a former practitioner, someone who actually gave a great deal of enjoyment to you, the fans, I'd like you to actually get behind Junior and help push him, encourage him. And if you're going to dislike him, then do it in a way which is without bad language. That's all I ask. Be against him, fine, but do it without using bad language. There's a lot of things on Twitter right now which people don't have to use bad language. And the only reason I'm actually saying all this about the bad language is that it does repel sponsors. There isn't any sport on the planet that can survive without sponsorship. Boxing is the one which is teetering, okay? It gets very little sponsorship. What we want to do is bring that in. We want to bring in sponsorship. We can do that by just getting rid of the bad language and the bad behavior. It's not needed, not in my view. And I didn't do it. Marvin Hagler didn't do it. When did you ever hear Michael Watson use bad language, or Nigel Benn for that matter? He was intimidating, was Ben, but there was no bad language. It does repel sponsors. So does actually fighting outside the ring, getting into these, these tuffles where they're actually wrestling in these press conferences. It's bad form. You're taking money out of the pockets of the boxers. You're losing them opportunities when you do that. That's got to be a common sense point of view that is plain to see. So please.
Chris, regarding Chris Jr. performing on the Kell Brook undercard and then again on the Anthony Joshua Dylan White undercard, so October, December 2016, do we see your son march towards, top world level fights and performances?
Absolutely. I mean, Chudinov in his last fight, what he did to him was, and Chudinov in the 12th round, when the referee stopped it, complained, why do you do that? It's because you were getting ripped to pieces. For Junior to produce as many punches as he did in the 12th round, what can't he do if he is steered and managed and packaged correctly? We've got something exciting happening here. Along with all the other fighters, it looks like a very interesting time.
It certainly is hotting up the middleweight division, very exciting.
And super middleweight.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
And you openly, maybe for want of a better word, confirmed that maybe there could be this step up to come back
go up and down.
168, 160.
That's what he said. I didn't say it.
Forgive me, yeah.
He's got his
Sorry,
own,
your
he's
son.
got his own
yeah,
mind.
Of course.
He's got his own mind. And for everybody who says I should step aside, look, this is a very dangerous business. You know, and if I don't actually tell him about the mistakes I've seen happen, the things I've seen, if I don't actually tell him that, it's bad parenting. And, you know, I have to say that, you know, can you get anybody else to show him or tell him who has been to where I've been in this business? It's hard to find. So no one's going to know better than I, and he's my son. Why would I step aside? It's ridiculous that people should say step aside. You know, you're trying to take the limelight. No, I'm trying to protect my son. I'm not trying, I'm doing. I'm not trying, I'm doing it. And you know, he's WBA interim champion. He's 20-1. And as far as I'm concerned, that's a very good job. And he's fresh.
Most definitely.
He's fresh.
I actually saw what you spoke of firsthand. I was filming backstage for his fight against Billy Joe Saunders, and I saw you just put your hand, just about to go out. You took his, forgive me, his robe off, and you touched him on the shoulder, and you nodded at him, and you didn't need to use words. You both knew what it meant, and that will stick with me for the rest of my life.
Yes, but in him actually giving the first 3-4 rounds away, that's not what we do. But that mistake is actually a great mistake, because that mistake now has lost him his O, and it'll stay with him. And I want it to stay with him. It's always a reminder, let's stick to strategy. Don't let anyone get ahead. Stay with them. Okay.
Chris, just finally, the decision to have Adam Booth as joint trainer with Ronnie Davis, was that something that you've been thinking around about for a while now? Well,
2011 I've been going to gyms where we have been sparring partners for George Groves and other fighters. So, you know, he's always been working against us. I like what he does. He's good at what he does. I respect him, and that's why I have hired him.
That's quite an accolade coming from you.
And he deserves it.
Yeah.
You know, we don't give anything away for free when it comes to this. I mean, as the patriarch or the head man within this team, Eubank, or Unity Motion, which is the new company that has signed this contract with Matchroom, what I see is, you know, a formidable trainer in Adam Booth, and I think he's going to help smooth Junior and polish him just perfectly.
English, thank you very much for talking to her.
Pleasure.
Much appreciated.
Okay.
God bless, thank you.
You're not going, eh?
No, we're good. Yeah.